Hello and welcome back to Tale of Two Wastelands. I'm Vic and you're watching yet another Let's Play channel, and we are watching Julie sleep while I do my intro. So in the light of the continuing no facecam saga, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can share your opinion on the matter. Let's go wake her up before this gets too creepy. Hey you. Tell me about the cons.
I've heard a few patients mention the Securitrons are acting strangely, and no one has heard from Mr. House in a while. If House is out of the picture, maybe we'll be able to get our hands on some of his technology. It would help our scientists greatly.
Alright, apparently I don't have anything to say about that, so I'm looking for something to inspire the Great Cons.
The Great Cons? Oh, you mean those raiders that used to clash with the Vegas tribes? Yes, some years back we taught them reading, writing, basic science. We hoped they would use it to make medical supplies, but they turned to drugs. I was never much involved in the cultural side of that project, but Ezekiel was.
Where can I find Ezekiel?
He rarely stops in here these days. You'd do best to look for him out in the wastes east of New Vegas. He's always looking for new tribes to study.
Why are my two options now who is he or never mind? Who is Ezekiel?
He's a member of the Followers like myself, but his particular field is pre-war history and tribal culture. I do recall him being fascinated by the cons. He kept going on about parallels to some ancient historical empire or another.
Alright, on second thought, never mind.
Was there something else you needed?
You said you could spare some medical supplies?
Sure. Would you like a stim pack, fixer, or rataway?
Rataway.
You'll need to wait another 24 hours for us to get more made. We need everything else we currently have.
Cool. I have to go now. Okay, bye. I don't think I care about today's physician. I think I can make as many of those as I like now. Alright, so do I have a beacon for Ezekiel? I have an objective, so yes. And he is at the 188, where the NCR currently is not very impressed with me. Excuse me, is your mama a llama?
Good to see you.
You're not Ezekiel.
Though you aren't of the Legion, you've aided us more than once. We acquire many items on our raids, some useless to us, some forbidden. I've provided you the location of a drop box where you can obtain these items. The box will be replenished every few days. Please be aware that we'll assume any items left in the box will be unwanted and be removed and destroyed.
Goodbye.
Wale.
Alright, now about this Ezekiel. Oh.
Hey.
Hello.
You look like someone with a question. What can I do for you?
Where can I get a codpiece like yours? Oh, I mean, Julie Farkas said you might know something about the Great Cons.
Oh my, yes. They're a fascinating tribe with a long and unfortunately tragic history. Their original incarnation, much farther out west, was almost completely wiped out by one of those itinerant heroes so common in the post-war years. Then, of course, the new Khans suffered a similar fate. Some say at the hands of the same hero, though of course the dates are all wrong for that.
This is fascinating.
Well, after they migrated to the Mojave, we established relations with them, but that soured when all they wanted was to make drugs. The NCR eventually took them down quite a bit, but the really fascinating thing about them is the origin of their culture as a whole. You see...
I'd love to hear your dissertation, but I am in a bit of a hurry.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. I do tend to get wrapped up in my own theories and forget that not everyone finds them as fascinating as I do. Here, I salvaged this book from an old library. It's a history of people called the Mongols. I think that's what the Khans built their culture on. You should read it. It's fascinating stuff.
Cool. Well, I might do that, but what I might do is just give it to Papa Khan. I'm not really sure why I want to encourage him to restructure his tribe around concepts of the Mongol Empire. I would much rather...
Tensions are coming to a boil. There will be full-scale war soon.
I'd much rather the Great Khans be vassals. Oh, Papa. Excuse me, Papa.
Ah, you're back. What else do you need?
I have a feeling that telling him they're a bunch of thugs aping glories of the past might offend him. But on the other hand, I don't really want to encourage him to be reading about the Mongol Empire. So look, you're a bunch of thugs.
I should have you torn apart for speaking like that. But maybe you're right. The glory of the past is an empty dream. If the Khans are to be immortal, we must make our own destiny. We won't fight for Caesar, but when he strikes, we will ride out one last time.
Okay. Well, it did offend him, but,
You've stood by us when not many would.
yeah, I did kill some of your guys, though. Water under the bridge, I suppose. Alright, so what do we got? Side bets, not gonna do it. Actually, let's go ahead and find the drop box, if it's not too far out of the way. It's pretty far out of the way. Let's go see what's in the drop box. I'm pretty sure I might only get one shot at it. Off we go. Dropbox Ho. I guess it would make sense that it would be further inland than the camp, since it would be forbidden items. Are all of these Legion Dropbox? Oh, wow. They're all... Look at all this useless money. Yeah, why not? Cool. Not bad. And I remembered what we can do next. It's Auld Lang Syne. Oh. Alright. I guess we have to gather up the crew. I assumed that we were going to find at least some of these people at the Remnants camp. But apparently not. Hey. Oh. Never mind then. I'm not going to wait for it to come back. Daisy Whitman. Dr. Henry. Hello, Daisy.
Seen that tower? Fine weather for flying. It's times like these that make me miss it all.
You were a pilot?
Vertibird pilot. 71 missions and only lost one chopper. Rotor malfunction over Klamath. Hard landing, but I walked away.
What do you do in Novak?
I help folks strip down the more complicated bits of salvage they bring in. Engines mostly. The bits and pieces we take out are usually worth more than the whole thing put together.
Which doesn't make any sense. Did you fly for the NCR?
4? No, not exactly. It was a long time ago. Things are a lot different these days, and those days are way behind me.
Arcade asked me to find you.
Told you everything about us, did he? Well, it's been a while since I've had my hands on the controls of a vertibird. There's a chance I could crash us in the middle of Lake Mead. That place seems to attract aircraft for some reason. But if I get one more chance to fly, count me in. I'll be there. My part of the passphrase is dear.
How did you like flying vertibirds for the Enclave?
I was never happier than when I was in the cockpit. I was able to go just about anywhere and everywhere, limited only by the fuel I could carry. There were more than a few missions where I took the scenic route home just so I could stay in the air. Caught hell for it every time, but worth it. Some of the things we did were questionable, I know. That's just how it was back then. Figure I've done enough good to make up for any sins, anyhow.
All right, I have to go now.
Watch your 6 out there.
And my 12.
Since my mother died, Daisy's been the only woman in my life. She was the only other woman close to my father, too. She flew him out on over a dozen missions, including his last. I've always been close to Daisy. There have been some good men along the way, but lovers make poor confidants. Daisy never had children of her own, so she was always there to listen. Being in the Enclave didn't mean much to her. She just loved to fly. It broke her heart to be grounded.
It was an important part of her life.
As screwed up as it sounds, at least she was a part of something. Granted, it was something admittedly pretty bad, but it was something. If you spent the first half of your life flying Enclave troopers in a vertibird, I suppose picking over pre-war rocket parts doesn't quite compare.
Indeed. I think Arcade just told us that he had male lovers in the past. Cool. Who's next? Cannibal Johnson's Cave. Alright, so we just learned that Arcade had gay lovers, and now we're gonna talk to a man whose name is Cannibal Dick. Alright then. Now where... It is a little frustrating when we have so many beacons on the map trying to pick the right one. Alright, now this came out before Portal, right? So Cave Johnson from Portal was not a reference to this. And now you can hear probably my angry cat outside yelling at me for not allowing him in here while I'm recording, thus reinforcing the reason that he's not allowed in here while I'm recording. Did I walk right past it? I did. You look like you guys have something to say to each other. No? Okay. Oh.
Well, it's about damn time. What took you? Oh.
You were expecting someone else?
I've been in the Reaper's shadow for a long time now, and I thought he'd finally showed up to collect. He's just mocking me now.
Arcade asked me to gather all the remaining members of the Enclave.
Thought I recognized the fellow with you. So what's this reunion all about then?
He thinks your experience in technology will help resolve the conflict in this region.
Well, now there's an interesting idea. Do a bit of good before we're all dead and forgotten. You can count me in. Oh, and in case Arcade forgot to mention it, there's a 5-word passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My word is old. Appropriate, huh?
I have a feeling you guys are all old.
If I had to pick anyone who didn't belong in the Enclave, it would definitely be Johnson. He hated what the Enclave was doing. Day to day, week to week, he would question orders, subvert mission objectives, do anything he could to serve without serving. It's amazing he was never court-martialed. He always had good things to say about my father. Said I was like him in a lot of ways. I wish I knew.
I'm sure your father would be proud of you.
I wonder if he would. It's pointless, I know, but sometimes I wonder what he wanted me to be. Maybe being a doctor in the middle of Nevada wasn't exactly what he had in mind for his little boy.
Yeah, well, you know, nuclear apocalypse, shit happens. Let's come back to that. I saw a little something. Grognak the Barbarian. Alright, well, I don't really want to steal in front of the cannibal, so... Yeah, this is a little gruesome, huh? We got Night Stalkers, we got mole rats. I assume our boy Johnson was eating all of this. We got coyotes. I don't know that any of this counts as cannibalism. Johnson. But you guys are making a lot of noise, aren't you? So this old man is just living in a cave decorated with old movie posters. And... I don't even know what. Lad's life. I need to come back here after I get Johnson over to the Enclave base. So that I can have them goodies. Alright. Next. Oh, that one's going to be a bit of a haul, isn't it? Alright. Next is that one. And... which one is it, Arcade? I think it's this one. I don't know why I only see 2 beacons. I think I should see at least 3 beacons. Why are there all these cones right here? Off mission. Stay on mission. Alright. We got a close one here, so I think this is correct. Orion Moreno.
Looks like I forgot to lock the doors again. If you're with the NCR, get out. This place is mine, and I'm not leaving.
I'm here with Arcade.
Been a while, Arcade. So, what's the point of all this? Can't find any younger mercenaries?
Your advanced level of tech would be useful in settling things between NCR and the Legion.
Is that right? The million-dollar question is, who exactly are we settling?
Do you have a preference?
I wouldn't mind cutting down a few platoons of NCR troopers with my old Gatling laser.
Are you coming to this thing or what?
Oh, I'll come. But depending on the plan, I might not be staying. Keep that in mind. Arcade might have mentioned there's a passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My part is, remember.
I have to go now.
What's up?
You want to talk about this guy?
What's up?
Is that a no? I have to go now.
Come back if you need something. Moreno took the fall of the Enclave hard. He never questioned his orders, never questioned the legitimacy of what the Enclave was doing. To him, it was all one unbroken chain, from Washington to Richardson. When we left Navarro, I remember looking up at Moreno. He said, "Kiss America goodbye, boys." When we left the Enclave behind, the love in him burned itself out. Now there's just a bitter old man left.
It's part of who he is.
I suppose you're right. When you're part of something for that long, maybe it's impossible to let go without losing part of yourself. Moreno may be a stubborn son of a bitch, but at least he's loyal.
Okay. I'm glad you said that in front of him. I'm sure he appreciates it. And I think Moreno will be alright with my plan, considering that I intend to deal with everyone. Yeah, I guess we'll go from there. That's probably as close as I can get. I'm going to settle the conflict between NCR and the Legion by defeating both of them. Independent New Vegas for the win. Now, I think it's this one. And I am correct. So off we go. Fully charged with no extra charge. Does that mean that there are other people that'll just sell you an empty weapon and be like, oh, hey, should I charge that up for you? Sort of like how you buy every gun ever, now that I think about it. I've never seen a gun shop that's like, oh yeah, and we'll send you home with a full magazine. Nope. Doesn't happen. What do we got going on here? Where is this entrance? I don't spend a lot of time in West Side, I don't think. You people gonna stop me? Why are the choices Free Side and West Side? Is this like the pro-choice, pro-life euphemisms?
West side, huh? I passed through here with another follower a while back, Anderson. The locals were having a lot of trouble getting water through.
Okay, well, I assume that's who we're here for?
That tower on the strip. You don't strike me as someone down on their luck. What brings you to West Side?
Arcade asked me.
Hello, Arcade. Making some new friends, are you? Why the need for a bunch of old war horses like us?
You'll be the element of surprise.
Swooping in on a vertibird, guns blazing? Haven't done that in years, but all right, I'm in. None of this means a thing if the rest of the group doesn't show up, though. Oh, and you'll need my part of the passphrase to get into the bunker. Navarro.
I have to go now.
Uh-huh.
Judah Krieger is the glue that's kept us all together over the years, and with good reason. Anyone who can command Moreno and Johnson in the same unit without somebody getting fragged is one hell of a leader. Krieger was polite and kind, but never warm. He always did his best to make me feel welcome in the group. I think he did it out of a sense of loyalty to my father. Loyalty means a lot to Judah. Not loyalty to the Enclave, or even the ideals they fought for, but to the people who served with him.
They're loyal to you, too.
Sometimes I wonder how much of my father they see in me. They went through a lot together, but my family went through it too. I'm glad they've watched out for me all these years. Maybe someday I can return the favor.
I don't know, buddy. I think if someday doesn't come soon, it ain't coming. So, yeah, so that's Remnant's bunker. And this, I don't know what this is. Maybe that's the Nightkin town I've been thinking about from time to time. I guess we're going to have to go up the road and follow it in, because I'm pretty sure there are going to be a whole bunch of invisible walls. Alright, Cazador's over there, so no thank you. Why am I still hearing all that talking? I'm not in town anymore. Come on now, ambiance, don't be silly. I am going the right way, right? Yeah, alright, so we got a left turn Eventually. Oh wow, that farmhouse is over fucking run. No thank you. Big ol' no.
So last day on Earth, huh? Getting your affairs in order? Or are you still trying to work on that bad reputation of yours? The NCR just wants to be friends, but you don't seem to want to play nice. See you tomorrow.
I'm still not impressed, lady. And look at you. You and your friends aren't even wearing armor. I mean, I guess you got a little bit of armor. It won't be enough. It is pretty weird being out here in the wilderness and listening to the crummy part of town ambiance. Now, this is the right road, isn't it? Yes. All right, good. Oh, we just want to be friends, but tomorrow we're going to fucking murder you. Yeah, okay, lady. That sounds like something I should be taking seriously. What do we got? Ruby Hill Mine. Not Strawberry Hill. I could use a thrill, considering it's my last day on Earth, and all that. Arcade? Where have you two been? Alright, and it looks like we're in Big Horner country. Big Horners and banana yuccas. As far as the eye can see. Ooh. Those are useful, aren't they? Yeah, for something. I mean, I think banana yuccas are useful for something, too. Gimme. Was I wrong about? Maybe I was wrong about. How much further is it? Are we there yet? Highway 157. Got a little bit of a cave there. Is that the mine? That is a mine. Silver Peak. I want those plants. And that means I'm going to have to get in a fight with these big horners. Hey, get your head out of that cliff. Looks like I don't have to get in a fight with the rest of them. No thanks. I have a feeling that might be a bit of a dungeon, and I am currently on a mission. And I'm only getting a little bit distracted. Come on, guys.
Looks like break time's over.
Mantises? Really? Okay, we had to kill that one too. Just a nymph. How do you suppose somebody named one of those a nymph anyway? I don't find that there is anything at all nymph-like about a praying mantis. Do you? I thought nymphs were supposed to be all naked and sexy. And I suppose, having said that, that praying mantises are rather naked. I'm just going to keep going. I think you guys will be alright. Oh, hello. Fine. And if you really just have to get some, I do have some for you. Alright.
I guess that could have gone worse.
Well, with that, we are once again all out of time. So come back and see me again tomorrow, and we will have at long last made our way to Jacobstown, which I'm pretty sure is where the Nightkin hang out. Talk to you soon.